In the headlines of this edition, the first in-person and online meeting convened by the Prime Minister's Administrative Procedure Reform Working Group. The conference reviewed the 20-year implementation of Resolution number 09 on strengthening the party's leadership in the work of Vietnamese veterans in a new revolutionary period. The National Center for Agricultural Promotion organized the workshop on PPP Vision and Dialogue for Vietnamese Rights. Hello, it's good to see you back here in this edition of Continuous and Top News today. On September 8th morning, the Prime Minister's Administrative Procedure Reform Working Group convened the first in-person and online meeting. The meeting was chaired by Deputy Prime Minister Trần Lưu Quang, head of the working group. Chairman of the City People's Committee Trần Việt Trường chaired the meeting in the location of Cần Thơ City. This working group is an interdisciplinary coordination organization that helps the Prime Minister direct and urge ministries, departments, and localities to implement objectives, tasks, and solutions on reforming administrative procedures, strengthening administrative discipline, and improving policy response capacity. The working group will promptly craft and assist the Prime Minister in directing the handling of reports and recommendations of individuals, organizations, and the Prime Minister's Advisory Council on administrative procedure reform, on problems and difficulties of enterprises and people, on mechanisms, administrative policies, and procedures that are barriers to production and business activities of enterprises and people's lives, including regulations proposed to be promulgated in projects, draft legal documents, study and propose to the Prime Minister initiatives and solutions to promote administrative procedure reform, strengthen administrative discipline, and improve policy response capacity. The conference to review the 20-year implementation of Resolution number 09 dated January 8, 2022 of the 9th Politburo on strengthening the party's leadership in the work of Vietnamese veterans in a new revolutionary period took place on September 8.
Many opinions at the conference clarified outstanding results over 20 years of implementation of Resolution number 9. In particular, the awareness of the party committees and the governments has changed positively, regularly paying attention to leading and directing the work of the association and creating favorable conditions for the activities of the War Veterans Association to grow stronger in both quantity and quality. The association regularly paid attention to and attached importance to political and ideological education, promptly encouraged cadres and members to actively train moral qualities, build political bravery, and be steadfast in the face of difficulties in life and complicated developments of the situation.
On September 7th, Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Hiếu had a meeting with leaders of the City People's Committee Vĩnh Thành Suburban District, the City Land Fund Development Center, and related units on a groundbreaking ceremony program of the Visit Cần Thơ Industrial Park Infrastructure Investment Project scheduled to take place on September 9th. By this time, Vĩnh Thành has handed over about 107 hectares of land. Preparations for the groundbreaking ceremony are being urgently implemented by functional sectors, Vĩnh Thành Suburban District, and the investor. It is expected that at the groundbreaking ceremony, Cần Thơ City will hand over an investment memorandum of understanding between VCIP and potential customers. At the same time, it will hand over the memorandum of understanding on development orientation to expand the industrial park between Cần Thơ City and VCIP. The Secretary requested the Standing Committee of the City People's Committee to direct departments and branches to coordinate with VCIP to organize a thoughtful, scientific, concise groundbreaking ceremony while preparing the best conditions for the investor to implement the second phase. On September 7th afternoon, the National Center for Agricultural Promotion organized a workshop on PPP Vision and Dialogue for Vietnamese Rights with the participation of members of the Public-Private Partnership Working Group on Rights, including authorities under the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and branches in the Mekong Delta, domestic and international scientific organizations and enterprises in the field of agriculture.
The workshop introduced the project of 1 million hectares of high-quality rice associated with green growth in the Mekong Delta, discussed and proposed assignments of technical groups under the Public-Private Partnership Working Group on Rice and Working Regulations. The project aims to establish high-quality and low-emission rice areas by 2030, associated with reorganizing the production system along the value chain, applying good agricultural production processes to increase the value and sustainable development of the rice industry. A 20% reduction in production costs will contribute to ensuring the stability of rice selling prices, and it is expected that the selling price of rice will increase by 10% compared to traditional farming. The project is implemented in 12 provinces and cities in the Mekong Delta, except Bến Tre province.
On September 8th morning, at Cần Thơ City's Palace Hall, the Council for Coordination in Dissemination and Legal Education in Cần Thơ City organized the conference on the implementation and dissemination of legal documents adopted by the 15th National Assembly 5th session. About 250 delegates were deployed and disseminated 9 legal documents, including the law on medical examination and treatment, the law on protection of consumers' interests, the procurement law, the cooperative law, the price law, the law on electronic transactions, civil defense law, the supplemented and amended articles of the laws on people's public security, on entry, exit, transit, and residence of foreigners in Vietnam. The military command of Cần Thơ City had a meeting with city departments and unions of Cần Thơ City to thoroughly assign tasks to members of the subcommittee on the content of drafting documents and preparing for the defense zones exercise in 2023.
Accordingly, departments, branches, the Vietnam Fatherland Fund Committee, mass organizations of the city, and Gai Rang Urban District prepared documents, trained in forms of military exercise, prepared scripts, presentation contents, the system of plans and plans for the exercise to ensure strictly in accordance with the intentions of the steering committee of the exercise, while coordinating with sectors to develop scenarios, read explanations for drills, develop videos to introduce outstanding achievements in economic, social-cultural, defense and security development of the city, and meetings in drills in the city defense area.
On September 7th afternoon in Ho Chi Minh City, the Vietnam Tourism Association held a meeting with organizations, businesses, and the press to announce the events and activities of the association in the last 6 months of 2023 and announce the events of Vietnam International Travel Match or VITM Cần Thơ 2023. This is the second time VITM has been held in Cần Thơ City. These events will take place in 3 days from December 1st to 3rd, 2023 at the Center for Promotion, Investment, Trade and Exhibition in Cần Thơ City. With the theme of ecotourism Mekong Delta, the fair aims to accelerate the recovery and development of Cần Thơ tourism, contributing to a rapid increase in the number of tourists to Cần Thơ in particular and the Mekong Delta in general. With a scale of 350 booths from 40 provinces and cities nationwide and 10 countries, is expected to attract 20,000 to 30,000 visitors to work, visit, and shop at the event. And last but not least, we have the updated weather forecast. The updated weather forecast also wrapped up this edition of Cần Thơ News. If you want to get in its bulletin, please visit our website, thtpct.vn. And now thanks for being with us. Goodbye and see you next time.